Okay. Hi everyone. So today we are doing on the second paper for Sec 3 EMATS, Sec 3 EMATS O levels. So this is a 2021 paper. So continuing from what we did for the previous paper, which is on paper 1. So this one is on paper 2. Okay, make a slightly change for my desk setup a bit. So height is slightly different. So it's been a while since we did the last filming because there were some things that we had to look through, something I had to go through for the past week lah. Okay, so I know that a couple of you might have already finished your papers already. Okay, so just take this as a final revision, and for those of you who are still looking at this video, maybe few years down the road at the time of from the time of the recording today. Take this as a extra revision. For those of you who are revising for O levels, you guys can look through this video. For those of you who are Sec 2 this year, want to take a look at what's happening next year for you for EMATS. This is also the paper for you. Okay. The syllabus has changed since 2020, so it doesn't really change that much. Oh, so let's continue from the paper 2. For the paper 1, it has already been uploaded to my YouTube channel, so go ahead and review it from there. And also along the way, I'm improving the quality of the videos by including like timestamps and also to make it more easier for you guys to go on YouTube and then search for specific questions about specific topics. I feel that might be better also. So next time, whenever if you all have any specific questions, okay, for certain topics, so you all can go to YouTube and then press MathSifu, and then followed by the topic. Then the YouTube will be able to link you directly to the question, the specific question that I was talking about that was being uploaded onto this channel. Okay, so by doing all this, I hope I can in a way serve you guys better and then give you guys more value lah. That's the whole idea. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started on this paper 2. Okay, paper 1, go and find the other video. I'm not going to do paper 1 here. Okay, let's start. Okay, simplify 7p minus 2 bracket p minus 3. Simple simplification stuff. Don't want to talk too much about this. It's just 5p plus 6. Okay, sign change, expansion stuff, all these are sec 1 stuff. Okay, so go back and revise if you need to. So 5p plus 6. Okay, next, solve the inequality of 5 plus 4x over 3 more than or equals to 2x minus 1 over 2. So this one, just do as per normal. Do as per normal equation. There's no negative signs are involved. So not to worry. So 2 like this to 3, 2x minus 1. Then expand 8x, 6x, 3. Okay? Then we have 8x minus 6x. I bring the 6x over. Okay? Then minus 3 minus 10. So 2x is minus 13. So x is more than negative 13 over 2. In fact, that's it. Okay? Based on my working, yep, everything looks fine. Okay, we are good to go. So x is more than or equal to 13 over 2. Okay, decimal whole number, decimal mixed number, improper, all can, doesn't matter. Oh, okay, next. Simplify this one, okay? Pet peeve, I always want to deal with this one. I want to deal with this one first because the negative power to me sticks out like a prick. So my general consensus is always to make them in the correct positive indexes, positive powers. That's the idea. So by making it positive, I'm actually doing the reciprocal of this. Before I even do anything else. Okay, then from here, what do we do next? We take 27 to the power of 2/3. It should be 9. Okay, 9. Followed by 6 to the power of 2/3. It's 6 times 2/3 gives me 4. Okay, and then for A, we are taking a 15. 15 times 2/3, which is 10. That's it. Okay, so 9B4 A to the power of 10. Okay, so the people might be thinking, okay, how to get the 20s, how to compute 2 27 and 2/3 quickly. Okay. Um, for me, how do we really understand this is I cube root followed by a square. That's the idea. Cube root followed by a square. Okay. So I take cube root of 27 to be 9. Cube root of 27 is 3, so 3 squared is 9. That's the whole idea. Oh, okay. I can also review it like that as well. Okay, quite straightforward. Okay, next. Express this as completing the square. Completing the square. Okay, so this one, those of you who need to revise on completing the square, make sure to listen up for this one. So the idea here is if I want to make the first two terms to be part of an algebraic identity. So how do we do so? We take the middle term and divide by 2. Okay, I don't want to go into the specifics of how the completing the square comes about. Okay, for if you need help in that, okay, come directly to me. Okay, so from here, we minus off 9 over 2 square plus 7. Okay, so because this term over here, if I were to expand it out, it should, okay, maybe I write down the working step better. So it will be x squared minus 9x. What is at the last term of this algebraic identity will be 9 over 2 squared. Okay, but by creating this new term, I need to create a negative of the term to neutralize the value. So this term will become my x minus 9 over 2 squared. Then I have 20.25, or we can write down 20 and 1/4 plus 7. Okay? Okay. So from here, this one we continue. So this is x minus 9 over 4. No, 9 over 2, sorry. This is minus 20.5 plus 7. So it's 13 and 1/4. So I leave, normally we leave everything in improper lah. Like I said, no hard and fast rule. This is more like a personal habit. Like that. Okay? Just like that. Okay, since they already say express in this form, so I already hit this form, so I'm done already. Okay? Just to confirm again on the last part on it, 20.25 plus 7. Yeah, correct. Okay, so I'll get x k minus 53 over 4. Like that. Okay, can. So hence, solve this equal to 0. That means I'm solving this, completing a square to be 0. So how to solve from here? Because they use hence, man. You're not supposed to use back the quadratic formula, what? Minus b squared minus 4ac that shit. No. You're supposed to use a completing of square form because they use the word hence. So basically, how do we solve it from here? We bring over the 53 over 4 to the left hand side. To the other side. So that means this whole thing square is this value. It's not a perfect square. The answer will be ugly. It's very normal. That's why they say give your answer to correct to 2dp. So from here, x minus 9 over 2 will give me two results. Either it's a positive 53 over 4 or minus 53 over 4. That's the idea. So we need to solve for two separate solutions on its own. So x minus 9 over 2 equals to square root 53 over 4. Or x minus 9 over 2 equals to negative 53 over 4. So we solve for each of them separately. Okay, so you press calculator, 53 divided by 4, then plus 4.5, you get 8.14005. So 8.14236. That's the first one. Then we take negative 53 over 4 plus 4.5, then I will get x equals to 0.8599. Okay, 0.860 to 360. So these are my two answers. Okay, so it's either 8.1 or 2dp, sorry, 2dp. So it's 8.6 lah. 0.862 2 dp, and then 1.4 to 2 dp. Oh, 0.86. That's the whole idea. Okay. Of course, you want to use after you solve all these, like before you move on, you can always use back the calculator to check. Okay, it's just to check. You key in 1, -9, and 7. You see, you get the same answer, which is correct. Let me see. I can zoom in here. A bit tough. Yeah. So I can get the same value. Wow, it's a bit tough to see, but never mind. Okay, you will get exactly the same answer as well. If you key into the calculator and solve via the calculator, you will get these two values. Make sure you get these two values. So you can always use the calculator to check your values if after everything. Huh? Okay, next. Mr. Ong invested 36K at 1.5 simple interest per year. At the end of 2 years, how much? Okay, simple interest is in a way simple lah, huh? So we use back the formula I equals to PRT over 100. Okay, principal 36K. Okay, times the rate. What is the rate? 1.5%. Okay, how many years? 2 years. The whole thing over 100. Okay, just like that. You can do some cancelling along. So you'll be 360 times 1.5 times 2. So you get 1080. So at the end of 2 years, so total will be 36,000 plus 1080. So 37080. Okay, just like that. Okay, next. Madam Sim bought an apartment for 800K. She took a loan of 80% for the apartment from a bank of 3 years, charged 4% per annum compound interest, compound yearly. Find the amount of the loan. Amount of the loan. So this is amount of the loan itself is the 80%. Okay, 80% of the 800K. Okay, so this one quite straightforward lah. This one 640K lah. Okay, 640,000. Okay, 1 mark only. Not too confusing. The total interest charged by the bank for 3 years. Okay, this one is the one that can be a bit more confusing because it's now compound interest, 4% per annum compounded yearly. So we use back the formula. Okay, so the formula for compound interest is this: the total amount will be equal to the original amount, which is 36,000, multiplied by 1.04. Why 1.04? Because it's 4% per annum. So it's 1. Okay, I put down the working. 1 plus 4 over 100. Okay, 4 over 100 for 3 years. Because it's charged per annum and it's compounded yearly. That means every year for 3 years. So 3 years means 3 times. So this power over here is 3. Okay, very straightforward. So it's 36,000 1.04 cube. Okay, so 36,000 times 1.04 cube. You get 40495.104. Okay, so this is the total amount that she needs to pay. But this is not the interest. The interest is this amount, take away the original 36K. Okay. So the interest will be this amount minus the 36K and start. No, what am I talking about? Why is it still 36K? That was part A. Oh my god. So sorry. Okay, so it's meant to be the 64,000. 640,000. A bit blurry. Okay, try again. 640,000. Okay, make sure the number of zeros are there, correct? Okay, times 1.04 cube. Okay, that will be 719,912.96. Okay, this one makes more sense now. 719,912. Okay, 719,912.96. Okay, minus of the original amount, which is 640K. So minus 640,000, that would be 79912.96. So it's about 80K interest lah. Okay, 80K for interest. 79912.96. Okay. Fair enough lah. Taking a loan for apartment for only 3 years, definitely your interest can shoot up quite high lah. Because every month is quite high. Oh. Anyway, it's only for 3 years. Okay. I don't know which country is this person from, but Singapore won't give you only 3 years to clear everything unless you're damn rich. Okay. But don't need to think too much. The question simplify for you already. Normally in Singapore, when we were to take loans for buying houses, right, it's normally repayment over 20 years, 25 years. Max minimum, I see 10 years minimum. That is, you're already damn rich already. So this one, buy apartment for 800K, loan only for 3 years. This lady rich. Thumbs up. Okay, but then it's okay. But as we consider the real life context of such questions, good to find out more. Huh? So that's the ideas here. Okay, let's move on. Okay, show that ABD ABD and CBD are congruent. Okay, give a reason for each statement that you make. Okay, and then they already mentioned that AD equals CD. So number one, I can straight away say AD equals CD because it's given. Number two, I can also say that angle ABD is equals to angle CBD equals to 90 degrees because there's a few things that is said because it's given to us that CBD is 90. And then they also given to us that ABC is straight line. Okay, that's the second thing. The third thing, what else can we say? CD. We can say that BD is the common side. Okay, because it's ABD and CBD, they are both referring to the same BD anyway, the same line. So by using this, we can see that we are using SAS, side angle side congruency. So by SAS congruency, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CBD. Okay, by SAS. So you see, as you list out already, right, the one way, a good habit that I'll normally use is that I'll indicate whether this proof that I'm using is a side proof or angle proof. Then from there we can determine, okay, this one is SAS or AAS or SSS, whatever. Okay? Straightforward, 3 marks, right? Can? Okay, next. Show the triangles DEF and BCF. DEF. DEF and BCF are similar. So they are looking at, take a look. So it's DEF and BCF. So as you can see, this one is actually also another very straightforward one because there's a lot of things that we can use to find. Number one, the one we can straight away see that is angle DFE is equals to BFC. Why? Because they are the same angle. Okay? Or no, this is common angle. Okay, but one thing to take note, how we name the angles and the positions and the corresponding lines is equally important as the statement itself. We cannot write EFD equal to BFC. Cannot. Because the orientation matters in this case. The orientation matters. So must take note. Okay? when we say DFE, we must say BFC. Is following the same orientation. Okay? So we cannot just, oh, angle same, then anyhow. Cannot. Especially in congruency and similarity, the direction and orientation matters. Okay? Okay, next one, common angle. The next one we can actually use is actually these two angles, which is angle D, which is EDF, followed by this. Why? Because they are corresponding angles as they lie along a set of parallel lines. Okay? So if I were to go back here, I use, so actually another thing is that I can just, if I want to focus on D, the angle D, I can use the letters here, right, to help me orientate. I say E, D, F. I say E, D, F. So I can follow the same order if I use the other triangle. So it's equals to C, B, F. Just follow the same order. Okay? Because of corresponding angles. And then when you have, if you want to put similarity, you just need to put two angles are the same. Can already. So by AA similarity, triangles DEF is similar to triangle BCF. Very straightforward. Okay, done. Okay, read through and look through this question again if you need to. Okay, like the orientation of the letters, the direction, all these things, the proofs. Okay. If you need to listen again, you can always slow down the playback or to pause and look at the diagrams again. Okay. Okay, continue. Given that BC equals to 3DE, EF is 4. Find CE. Okay. BC is 3DE. So what does this mean? That means this is 3 units. And DE is 1 unit. That's the idea. Okay. And EF is 4. EF is 4. 4 cm. Find what? Find CE. CE is here. Okay, quite straightforward. Okay, of course the answer can be seen immediately, but for similarity wise, let's standardize the presentation here. Oh, so for similarities, we already proved in the previous part that triangles DEF and BCF are similar, so that we can straight away write down the corresponding ratios. So DE to BC, EF to CF, DF to BF. This definitely holds true for all similar triangles. Definitely on confirm one. Okay. Then from here, we sub in the things that is given to us. Then from there we can go and find. Okay. So BC is 3DE. So therefore this is 1/3. Quite obvious already. And then we have EF. We want to find CF. CF is the whole thing. CF is this whole stretch. And it includes CE as well. Okay, so we can straight away break down the CF to CE plus 4. Okay, then from here, quite straightforward already. Okay, at the same time, what is EF? EF is 4. I can straight away change this to become 4. Then it's quite straightforward already. Why? Because CE plus 4 equals to 12. Because 4 times 3. So CE equals to 8 cm. Okay, so using this equation, and we have a format to put the known values inside and then go and solve from there. Most straightforward, most standardized method. Okay, won't go wrong one. Oh. Okay, next. Hey, five-part questions. Five-part question is one of my favorites. One of my favorite. Easily 10 marks. Easy 10 marks. The most easiest one ever already. Okay? But what makes the five-part question important is the first two parts, where we convert the word information to proper expressions. Okay? Important, let's have a look. X small bottle caps in 5 minutes. So X in terms to produce a small cap, one small cap in seconds. How? So X caps equals to 300 seconds. Okay? Because it's seconds, 3 seconds. Or one cap equals to 1 over X times 300. This one I've been talking about the L method. Just use, never mind. For those of you who do the L method, means divide outwards, multiply across. Won't go wrong, confirm correct. I've been teaching this for primary school and secondary school kids, always using the same thing. Divide outwards, multiply across. So you'll get 300 over X seconds. Okay? Okay. That is for the small caps. Okay. In 5 minutes, the machine can produce 20 more small bottle caps than large ones. Write down an expression in terms of X for the time taken to produce the large bottle cap in seconds. Okay, so what we can do from here in the same 5 minutes, same thing is 300 seconds. So for 20 more small bottle caps than large one, that means large one is smaller lah. The amount of large bottle cap is smaller. So it's X minus 20 caps equals to 300 seconds. By doing the same thing, we have 1 over X minus 20 times 300. Therefore, is 300 over X minus 20. That's the idea. Okay. Can? Okay. Now we express the expression correctly already. Now the most important part of the question is here. Part C. How do we use this information and put the expressions in the correct manner such that it can help us to get the quadratic equation that they requested for? Important. Okay. The machine takes 1.25 seconds longer to produce a large than a small. Okay. So let's recall. In the first part, they are asking for small. In the second part, they are asking for large. This is the thought process. So you see, now they say the machine takes 1.25 seconds longer to produce a large than a small. So let's recall and let's reflect on this. Which one uses more time? Listen carefully. Which one uses more time? The large one uses more time. So they are comparing the differences in the time. So obviously, we want to take the one with the more time minus the one with the less time. Okay? Listen again. We are looking at which one requests more time, which one needs more time. The large one needs more time. So therefore, the large one will be the one that, this is the large one, minus off the one that takes a lesser time. Gives me 1.25. This is the most important step for the entire 5-part question. For the entire 5-part question, this is the most important one because once you place the expression wrongly, the entire question can pangkang already, can going to do already. Okay, legit. So take some time and effort to go and think through which one should be in the correct place. What are we doing? Which one are we minusing the other? What are we comparing? Okay, here we are comparing difference is even more important because the difference, the position matters. So the one that takes the more time minus the one that takes the lesser time gives me 1.25. That's the whole idea. Then from here, we are ready to go and simplify and get our stuff. Okay, let's have a look. So what we are dealing with is the left-hand side first. We are doing x minus 20. Okay. Then we do the butterfly. Okay. 300x. Then we do the other side, which is 300x minus 20 equals to 1.25. Okay, take note of how we do the presentation here. The presentation here is also equally important, so as you can keep a clear mind on every step along the way. So from here, we go and expand 300x minus 300x plus 6,000 over x minus 20 equals to 1.25. Okay, so all I did here was just to expand. Okay, this algebraic fraction stuff, if you are not sure, go back to Sec 2. Go back to Sec 2 and revise. Okay, Sec 2 materials, you have enough materials to teach you how to make sure that you do your algebraic fractions correctly. So from here, these two can cancel already. So at the same time, I want to bring the denominator to my right hand side. So it'll be 6,000 equals to 1.25 x minus 20. That's the idea. And then we can go and expand. So it will be 1.25x squared. 1.25 times 20 will be 25. Then we continue from here. So you get 1.25x squared minus 25x. Sorry, minus 6,000 equal to 0. So from here, are we ready to go and find what we are looking for already? Yes, you definitely can, because from here to go back to the original equation, we are just dividing it by 1.25. That's all. Okay. So I bring it over here. I got 1.25x squared minus 25x minus 6,000 equals 0. Okay. I just need to divide. Okay, I say again now, we are dividing this whole equation by 1.25 to make the coefficient to be x squared. Okay, then you realize that all the terms, right, will automatically fall into place. You get 20x, then this is 4,800. Sure. Okay. So what's important is the fun part. The behind part is all manipulation stuff already. Okay. Okay. So this is 3 marks. So as of now, you see, we already got 5 marks. Half the job done. Very easy one. Okay, next, solve. Solve another 3 marks. Then here 2 marks. See, 10 marks. So it's 3, 2, 5 marks. Followed by another 5 marks over here. You see, this is a 5-mark, 5-part, 10-mark question. That's why it's a 5-part question. Super easy. From here, how to solve? X squared minus 20x minus 4,800 equals to 0. This is where they request you, instead of pressing calculator, you must, I say again, you must use the quadratic equation to go and solve. You must use the quadratic formula to go and solve for x. So let's use it. X equals to 20 plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2. Notice that how I write my working here. I do not rush to go and solve for the discriminant. I write down all the things in the square root properly by inputting the correct values and the correct signs for A, B, and C. Then from there, you will be very clear that what you are doing will exactly be correct. Okay, no need to rush to solve for b squared minus 4ac. You can always do that later. Then from here, then we simplify what's inside the square root. So it's 400 times, no, 400 plus 4 times 400 plus 4 times 4,800. So you get 19600 over 2. Okay? Interestingly, this is a perfect square. So if you square root this, you get 140. Very, very nice number. Very nice number. Okay? So the thing is that from here, can you press the calculator and solve? Can. But but, okay, a big but. This step must be shown. This step must be shown. You must evaluate the discriminant. You must evaluate the value of the discriminant to show that it's positive before you press this thing in the calculator to solve your answers. This is a must. If this is not shown, they will not give you the marks for this part of the question. This is a must. Okay, I've seen more than 10 years of answer keys. None of them do not write this. Every single answer key and every solution have this in their step-by-step solutions. This is a must. You must show that the discriminant is being evaluated manually and is positive so that you have proper roots for the values of x. Okay, go and listen to that again 3 times, 30 times. Super important. Okay, so from here, let's continue. So here we will have either 20 plus 140 over 2, which is 80, or 20 minus 140 over 2, minus 60. Okay, so it's 80 or minus 60. 140, you want to press calculator can lah. I feel a bit waste time lah. Okay, 20 plus 140, 160, 160 by 2. Okay, please, at this point of time, please don't depend so much on the calculator. I know your end of year over already, huh? Then have some time, exercise your brain a bit, mental calculate a bit, huh? No need everything calculator one. Unless it's not a perfect root. If it's not perfect square. If it's not a perfect square, fair, I give it to you, press calculator. But instead of simple stuff, instead of straightforward number stuff, please exercise your mental calculation a bit. Oh? Okay, next. Last one. So normally the last one is normally a 2 or 1 mark question. 2 or 1 mark question that will be using the values of x that you have found in the previous part here and put it back into the context of the question. Okay? Hence, find the number of small bottle caps that can be produced in 1 hour. So you see that in this part, we got x equal to 80 or x to be negative 60. Is it even possible for x to be negative? Cannot, right? But in this question, in the solving part here, we do not reject. We do not reject. Why? Because in this part, they only ask us to solve. Solve means there will still be 2 possible values. Whether or not it's being used in the context, that's not your idea here. The main business here is to solve. And just to solve. The next part, it counts for the context. That one important. Okay? So now we know that in this case, x can only be 80. It cannot be a negative number because x in this context is being used to refer to the number of bottle caps. It cannot negative 60, right? It cannot be the machine can destroy 60 small bottle caps in 5 minutes. Cannot be. So it must be produced, man. So when it's produced, means it's positive. So x is 80. Okay? So going back to the question, that means in 5 minutes, putting the number back into the context, in 5 minutes, the machine can produce 80 small bottle caps. Okay? So let's put it in here. So it means 80 small caps in 5 minutes. So what they're asking for is 1 hour, how many caps? 1 hour, 60 minutes. So same thing. I always like to do L method. Just L your way through. All right. So divide outwards, multiply across. So 60 divided by 5 times 80. Answer should be 960. $960. Okay. And so you can see this side of parts, this side of things are easily 10 marks. Easily. This is the most easiest 10 marks ever in the entire paper 1 and paper 2. Okay, this is what I call I call this a 5-part question. 5-part question because it's always 5 parts. A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E. Confirm one. Confirm top one. Okay. So this one is a very classic A, B, C, D, E. Exactly 5 parts, exactly 10 marks. Okay, super easy. Super easy. The more you practice this type of questions, right, the more you'll be able to do this at an instant already. When you see a question, yes, 5 part question, confirm 10 marks in the back. So must have this kind of motivation lah. If not, you don't have confidence in this one, don't have confidence in that one. Have some basic questions that you can master, that you can confirm to help you pass or confirm to help you get an A1. This is definitely one of the questions. Okay, so practice more such questions. Okay. Okay, next part 5. Yeah, bearings. Okay, a field is in the shape of a quadrilateral PQRS. Causes the field from P to R. Okay, fair. PQ is 280, which is here. Then we have RS is 146, okay. PR is 325, okay. S on the bearing of 042 from P. PSR is 108. RPQ 38, okay. Calculate the bearing of R from P. Give me your answer to the nearest degree. So let's understand what is the question asking for. Bearing of R from P. That means it must be the entire angle here, including the 42 that's given. Okay, bearings are always calculated from the north line. Always. So bear that in mind. Okay, so going back to here, the essential plan is we need to find the angle SPR. That's the idea. Okay, then we can find the bearing. I draw a small plan here. We need to find SPR followed by the bearing. In exam, can write this plan? Can. This is for your own reference. When you have a plan to guide you, okay, you will not be lost in the midst of all the calculations. Okay, so for here, how do we find SPR? Let's focus on SPR. You see the SPR is over where? Over here. And from this angle, we must see that we can use the sine rule. Use sine rule to help us find this angle. So let's write down the sine rule. Let's write down the sine rule and include the SPR inside. Oh, so from here, sine 108 over 325 equals to sine SPR over 146. Okay? Align a bit. Yeah. So once again, we see sine 108. Okay, use a color. Sine 108 to 325 is equals to the sine of 146 to this angle. 146 to this angle. Okay, the corresponding side angles. Okay. So this one quite straightforward. Just press calculator. Of course, make sure you know what you're pressing lah, huh? Okay. So I just write down the full formula first. So 146 sine 108 equals to 325 sine SPR. Sine SPR will therefore, okay, the rest can press calculator. So it will be 146 sine 108 divided by 325. So 146 sine 108, okay, divided by 325. You will get 0.4272. Okay. Interestingly, is over my years of experience, okay, this line of working is normally being marked as 1 point or 1 mark in your working. Okay. Some students, some teachers and schools are quite strict in terms of having this line of working in as part of the full marks. Okay. I know the eventual this is only part of the working, but most schools will want to see that you have calculated a value for the sine of the angle. Then from there, go and find your SPR. Even if SPR is not the final answer. Okay, so this one is a must put. You must show that at least you got a calculated value. Let's solve from that lah. Okay. As to how many, another question is how many people, how many sig feet or how many dp to write. To me, I don't care. It does not matter. But you must show that it is actually being written off a calculator. You want to write the whole thing 0.4272438.5. Don't need. Don't need. Just normally for me, I write to about 4 to 5 decimal places. Enough already. Enough already. But why? Thing is that when I write the 0.4272 here, I'm not using this value to key inside again to solve for SVR. I'm using the exact value here. I'm still using the exact value here to help me to solve for certain things. Okay. I'm not pressing cancel, then I write 0.4272. No. I always use back my original value. Okay, so that is to preserve the highest level of accuracy. Okay, so from here, let's continue. 105 SPR. And here, another thing is that, do we need to write sine inverse 0.4272? No, don't need. Okay, don't need. Just write, just key in your calculator, get the answer, and move on. Get the answer and move on. Okay, and then they say, hey, angle should be 1 dp or not. Why so many things are so complicated? Okay, this is just a working. Working means don't need round off yet. The teachers don't give a shit whether it's 3 sig fig or 2 dp or 1 dp. They don't give a shit. But you need to know that as long as the final answer, right, to them is what they care, what the schools care, is that eventually your final line of answer, right, is 3 sig fig and it's to the correct estimation. That's all they care. But in the middle, how much they write how much rounding and all they don't give a shit about it. Legit. So in the working value, it's okay to write a few more places, okay, to preserve the highest level of accuracy. But what matters more is what is being shown on your calculator. Use this value to continue. Don't key in the things that you write on the paper again. Understand? Okay. So from here, you found SBR, then you go and find bearing. So it's 42 plus 25.2927. Okay, then from here, this is the final value already. I want to write this my answer. Then I go and do my rounding stuff, which is 67.3 to 1 dp. Okay, then for in the working, because it's a bearing question important, need to write 0.063, 0.067.3 degrees. Perfect answer. Okay. So take note along the way about what to write, what not to write, what need to write, what don't need to write. All these are little things that it's not detrimental, but it shaves off the seconds of uncertainty. It shaves off seconds of uncertainty and thinking, need or not, don't need or not, need to write, don't need to write. Okay? When we are very clear on these standards and our habit of writing and presenting, we can get the momentum of doing questions smoothly. Okay, it's all about momentum. If you need to stop and think, the slower you will get. The slower you will do paper, then the more you don't like maths. Legit. Okay, so get these little tips and tricks along the way. Okay, and then make sure you are able to do the questions smoothly with all these little details being ironed out during practice time. That's the most important. Okay? Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Oh, a lot of nagging today. Okay, let's continue. Lin runs from Q to R at a constant speed of 5.5 kilometer per hour. Calculate the time she runs from Q to R. Okay, let's look for Q to R. Q to R is here. Okay, so from here, we are looking at using the cosine rule to find QR and then find the distance. Okay, find the distance and find the time. Okay, so the plan is find QR, then find time. Oh, that's the idea. Okay, so for QR, we are using the cosine rule. We got 325, we got 280, we got 38. Okay, so let's write in the QR according to the cosine rule and how it formats. So how it looks like is this. QR square equals to 325 square plus 280 square minus 2325 280 cosine 38. 325 280 38. Okay, can. So another question is this. When learning the cosine rule, do we need to memorize all three forms of the cosine rule with the different angles or sides that's given? Okay, I know some school says yes, some school says no. Okay, I know for most of the schools will say yes. Okay, my answer is no, don't need. Because all these variations, right, are just one display of another, just putting different things on the left hand side of the equation. So as long as you are very clear what is the base form of the cosine rule, you just need to plug in different things. I say again, you just need to plug in different things according to what's given. Then you move your subject or formula around 就可以了. So all you need to do is to just memorize one line for cosine rule, one line for sine rule. No need to memorize other variations. Okay, memorizing of variations are just an escaping mechanism for your lack of initiative, right, to go and understand the concept. Okay, hear that again. Very important. Memorizing of variations, right, are just an escape mechanism for you to not wanting to understand the concepts. You just want to die, memorize, and move on. But the thing is that the more you memorize, the more you find maths and this subject dreadful, because formulas are not meant for memorizing. Formulas are meant for understanding. So when you understand one, you will know how the others work. Just like this one. When you understand the base form of cosine rule, you will know how the other variations will change already. So don't pressurize yourself, really. Don't pressurize yourself. There's no point. Then because you learn like c square equal to a square plus b square, then minus 2ab cosine c. Then because the things that it's asking is different, got a, got b, you're going to memorize different things. For what? It's the same thing. Okay? So stick to it. Stick to one, master it, understand it, and use that all the way. Faster and efficient. Saves your brain space. Okay? Okay, continue. So you see this entire stretch can be evaluated to a certain value. Okay, so that you can just key the whole thing in the calculator. 325 square plus 280 square minus 325 280 cosine 38. Okay, I'll get 4060704284. Here, write everything doesn't matter. Okay, what matters more is at n. Okay, so QR equals to the square root of this stuff will be 201.5118. Okay, can. So this is good enough. Give your answer, and this is in meters, by the way. Cannot be kilometer lah. Meter. Okay. So if you were to convert this into kilometer, how it look like? It means it will be 0.2015118 kilometer. But a bit more, never mind. Oh. Now, to find the time, now we can find the time. Time will be this number divided by 5.5. And that is correcting your answer to the nearest minutes and seconds. Minutes and seconds. Okay, so I take this number, I divide by 1000 first to convert to kilometer. Then I divide by 5.5. Okay, I'll get 0.0366638. But take note, this is in hours because the units here is kilometer per hour. Now the idea is this. How do I change this? How do I change this to hours, minutes, and seconds? Okay. Recently I learned a new trick. You all can actually use this as well. Okay. In your calculator, right, there will be this thing called DMS. I don't know if you can see your calculator. There's a DMS here. Okay, so what does this mean? That means if this is in hours, okay, so I can press the 0, then if I know it's hours, so it's the answer to minute to second, hour minute second, so it's 0 answer that what is that? 0 hours minute seconds, hours minute seconds. Okay, I'm not very proficient in this calculator function as well. Normally what I did is manual. As recently I see another maths TikToker, a maths tutor. Okay, credits to her for sharing a lot of tips on these calculator functions. Okay, I'm also learning along the way. Okay, so this calculator function I'm not very I put my hand up to it. I'm not very proficient in this kind of calculator functions. In my time, we use manual. Means from here, what we can do, I take this answer, 0.366 something, I multiply by 60. That gives me about 2 minutes. Okay, that is equal to 2 minutes something. Okay, then from here, right, it's 2.1983. That means the remaining, right, is part of a minute. So I take off 2 minutes from this answer. Then I times 60 again. I'll get 2 minutes 11.8986 seconds, which gives me 2 minutes and 12 seconds to the nearest second. So even without the calculator function, you must be able to know how to convert timing on your own. Okay, the calculators are just here to aid us. If you don't know how, you must be able to do it manually on your own. Okay? So it's 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Okay? Yeah. Let me go and figure that hour thing. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure how it works. About 3363. Then what? Days, minutes, seconds? I don't know. Days, minutes, seconds. Wrong leh. Cannot decimal leh. 500 hours? 0, 500. Not helping. Not helping. I really don't know. I'm not very sure on this. Maybe this one is just minutes and seconds, but I don't know about hours though. Okay, it's okay. Does it work that way? Times 60. 2 minutes. So 0 to answer. Yeah, not working for me. It's okay. Must do manual lah. Okay, let's continue. A bird is at B, which is 25 meters vertically above R. Calculate the angle of depression for S on B. Okay, so where is it as the bird? Where is the bird? At B. Vertically above R. So somewhere here lah. Okay, which is 25 meters. Okay, calculate S from R. S from B. That means from the thing about angle of depression or elevation is number one, we must see where is it from. From who? Is it from the ground or from the air? So in this case, it's S from B. That means we are looking at starting from B. So if we were to draw a 2D diagram, that means B is here. It forms a right angle triangle, and this is S. This is 25 meters, and then this is vertically above R. So by fetching the information, SR is 146. So now the next thing is, where is the angle of depression? The angle of depression is at where? Okay, depression it always starts from eye level. It always starts from eye level. Eye level. Then depression means go down. So the bird is flying here. Where's the angle of depression? Here. Okay? Need to know where is it. And you realize that this angle that we marked out is actually equals to here, which is angle BSR. So technically, if you find the BSR, angle BSR, we will be able to find the angle of depression already. So that's fine. So for here, all you need to do, basic trigo. Okay? So tangent of BSR is equals to 25 over 146. So tangent of 25 over 146. 9.7166. 9.1 dp? 1 dp. Okay? Yeah. Okay? Okay, come, let's continue. Let's see how much more we have. We have a graph question, we have a 7C. Oh, soon. Oh, this one is the mango pudding thing. Ayo, a lot of application questions involved. But later let's have a look. And a graph question. Oh, let's try to see how much we can do that, huh? Okay, plotting. Can I skip the graph question? Skip. Okay, don't skip. Don't skip. Okay. For today, I'm actually a bit tired. So for question 6, right? I'll just skip the question. Okay. But I'll explain some of the most important parts here. Okay. The finding of value of P is quite straightforward. Okay, just solve the value only, which is here. That means when x is 6, how much? So I just quickly solve. I'll skip the drawing. Plus 18 over 6 minus 5. Right. So this one is straightforward. Just key calculator can already. Plus 3 minus 5, 2.5. Okay. I'll skip B, the plotting of points. Okay, a bit tiring for this one. Okay, but the general idea is that you must make sure that your graph takes up 75% of the paper. Okay. Can. Next, the equation equals to 11 has only one solution. Explain how this can be seen from your graph. So that means basically you draw already, right? What you can see is probably should be two solutions. That means it's like a U shape. It's like a U shape that cuts the x-axis. Okay. But you see, interestingly, that in this equation is not equals to it's not equals to -5 or whatsoever. It's actually equals to 11. Important. So you see, what we need to do, right? We need to do a slight modification for this equation in order to fit what we did there. Okay, let's have a look. 8 plus 18 over x. What we are really going to do is we are going to bring the 11 over to become -11. Then, we are not done yet. We need to compare this with the original equation of this one. Okay, and then you realize that it's actually equals to x squared over 8 minus a plus 18 over x minus 5 minus 6 equals to 0. You see in a way, we are still using O shadow in the new value, as mentioned in direct and inverse proportion in Sec 2. It's the same thing actually. So the idea here is this whole thing is my y. So how do we need to see this solution? Is where we need to draw another straight line, which is y, because in this case, y minus 6 is 0. So in order to solve the solutions, we need to draw a new line, which is y equals to 6. Y equals to 6. What does this mean? That means in the U-shaped graph that you draw for the original set of equations and values, we need to draw another straight line of y equals to 6 and see whether how many times did it cut through the U shape. In this case, it will cut only once. Okay, that's why it has only one solution. So explain how this can be seen from a graph. So by drawing the line y equals to 6, which is this one, this straight line only intersects the curve at 1 point only. Therefore, it has only one solution. Okay? Okay, next. By drawing a tangent, estimate the gradient of the curve x equal to 2.5. That means after you draw the U shape already, you find where x is 2.5, you go and put your ruler against the curve and draw an approximate tangent. Then you go and manually go and do your y2, y1, x2, x1 from there to find gradient. Okay? Okay, next. On the same grid, draw the line x plus y is 12. X plus y is 12. Looks hard to find. But if you were to move things around, it's actually quite straightforward. It's actually y equals to minus x plus 12. The x coordinates of this intersection of this line and the curve are the solutions of this equation. Find the value of a and b. So, interestingly, we must find the intersection of this curve, which is y equals to minus x plus 12, alongside with the first equation that we had, which is x, I think it's x something. X square over 8 plus 18 over x minus 5. So what they're implying is this curve and this line will intersect. Means what? In order, technically we need to go back to the equation and solve for the A and B itself. But actually we can solve it here manually. Okay? So intersection means these two equations, I need to equate them together. That's the whole idea. Okay? So look carefully. So I can equate both like that. And then from here, right, we can manually solve because it's the intersection. Intersection means the common values. That means the values of the points of intersection, right, satisfy both the straight line and the curve. That means I can equate them together and solve for x. From x, I can solve for y. Okay, but the thing is that we are only looking for the equation, the eventual cubic equation, and the coefficients of a and b. So what we need to do from here is to remove the fraction. By removing the fraction, I multiply everything by x first. Okay, so it'll be minus x squared plus 12x equals to x cubed over 8 plus 18 minus 5x. And then we take everything we take everything and multiply by 8 to remove the fraction. So it'll be minus 8x squared plus 96x equals to x cubed plus 144 minus 40x. Then we shift our things around. Okay, so x cubed plus 8x squared minus 96x minus 40x plus 144 equals 0. So you see that from here, it actually fits by 144 already, you can see. And therefore, by observation, we see that A is 8. And with by observation, we see that B equals to minus 96 minus 40, which is 136. That's my answer. My PDF didn't save. Okay lah, do again. I just quickly write this down again. So basically, I say again, to equate these two things together and ultimately make it into a cubic equation. But first of all, the eventual aim, right, is for us to remove the fractions. So I multiply everything by x first, followed by 8. I do it one by one lah, so that it's not too confusing. So this is to multiply by x. Then I multiply by 8. Then we rearrange the terms. Okay, so x squared plus 8x squared minus 96x minus 40x plus 144 equals 0. So this becomes 136x plus 144. So by observation, this is my A and this is my B. So this one will be 8 and this negative 136. 2 marks. Can? There's no way you can see the coefficients from the graph itself. You need to solve it here as it is. Can? Okay, next. Yeah, this one. The real world context problem. I did this question before. So I know it's not very straightforward. A bit tedious though. Okay. But fair enough, 1 mark, 3 marks. Then whole thing 4 marks. Okay lah. One by one, okay? One by one. This one I solve it here because a lot of referring involved. Calculate the amount of mango puree in cm cube needed for the recipe. So it's mango puree. Mango puree is here. Okay? Some conversion is given. Okay? In cm cube. So it's a 1 1/4 cup. Okay, 1 1/4 cup. So where is 1 1/4 cup? And how to do conversion, huh? Okay. 1 1/4 cup is oh, it's all over the place. Okay, let's see. 1 cup is 240 ml. This is easy. Okay, so from here we can do already. 1 mark. Okay, so 1 1/4 times 240, which is 5/4 times 240. So it's actually 300 ml, which is 300 cm cube. This one quite okay. Okay, find the volume of the pudding mixture for the recipe. Okay, so it's the puree mixture, or it means the whole thing lah. The whole mixture, I believe. Okay, there's a lot of things you need to do conversion for. So let's take one by one. Okay, we got half a cup equals to half times 240, which is 120 ml. Okay, I write cm cube lah. That's one. Then we got the mango puree that we did earlier on. That means the puree, this is a 1 1/4 cup, which is 300 cm cube. This is what we took for part A. Okay, just bring down, doesn't matter. So we settle this one, we settle this one. Then you got 1 cup. 1 cup is 240 ml. That's given as well. Then that's for 1 cup. Then we have 3 teaspoons. What a shite. Okay, so 3 teaspoons is 1 tablespoon. 4 tablespoons is 1/4 cup. 16 tablespoons is 1 cup. So so we're going to do some conversions. Okay, so we got 3 teaspoons equals to 1. What was it again? Is it? I also forget. Doesn't matter. Wait, 3 teaspoons is 1 tablespoon. Okay, so 1 tablespoon. Okay, And then 16, okay, so 1 cup equals to 16 tablespoons. So it's actually pretty small lah. Okay, so we are seeing how many cups is teaspoon worth, 3 teaspoons worth. Okay, so it's actually 3 teaspoons is equals to 1 out of 16 of a cup. Pretty little, but it's all right. Okay, 3 teaspoons, 1 tablespoon. 16 tablespoons is 1 cup. Okay, so it's so it's 1/16 of a cup. So 1/16 of a cup equals to 1 out of 16 times 240 ml. So it's 240 divided by 16. I convert everything to cm cube first. Okay, easier to calculate later. Okay, then we got how many? 6 tablespoons of honey. 6 tablespoons. Okay, let's continue. So 6 tablespoons I do here. So because they say that 1 cup, no wait. 4 tablespoons is 1/4 cup. So 6 tablespoons equals to 6/4 times 1/4. Same thing, do L method. 6 divided by 4 times 1/4. Okay, you get 3/8 of a cup. Okay, which is equals to 3/8 times 240 cm cube, which is 90. Okay, done. I covered for all the items already. Okay, so let's add all of them together. The volume, I have total. So you see, it's important for the presentation. Okay, you try to keep our presentation neat so that things will be all over the place. So we got 120, we got the 240, we got this one, we have this one, the 15, we have 90, and we have the 300. Yes, 300. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. So yeah, 5 things off the list. Very good. So we accounted for everything. So let's solve for the final volume. 120, 240, 15, 19, 300. 765 cm cube. Okay, let's start here. Woo! That's a lot of done. There's a lot of things for 2 marks, but no choice. Mixture. I presume the mixture means everything lah. You know how? Okay? Can. All good. We're good to go. Okay, last 4 marks. Susan want to serve her pudding with using a porcelain hemisphere bowl of radius 5 cm for each adult, and using a plastic cup of 200 cm cube each for each child. You want to fill everything to the brim, and the plastic cup to 75%. Determine if she has sufficient pudding mixture for her family of 4 adults and 2 children. Okay, fair enough. So we got a few things we need to do. Number 1, we need to find the bowl first. We need to find 1 bowl. Then we need to find 5 bowls. Okay? No, 5 bowls. 4, sorry. 4 bowls. Then the kids amount. That's the general idea. Okay, we find it first. So hemispherical bowl means half of a sphere. So one bowl will be 2/3 pi r cube. That's the idea. Okay, let's write it down. Let's find it first. So it's 125 times pi times 2/3. Why 2/3? Because half of 4, so 4/3 lah. Full sphere is 4/3 pi r cube. So half the sphere is 2/3 pi r cube. This one you should know already. So it should be 261.799. Okay, the answer looks ugly right here first. Same thing, don't need to write everything for calculator. Anyway, you're using the value later. Okay, then we have I want to fill to the brim for 4 adults. So I was looking for 4 bowls. Will be 4 times this. Okay, times 4. 1047. Okay, 0.19. That's the idea. Okay, 4 bowls. But the thing is that I'm going to store this value for using of later. So I'm going to store A. Okay, you should by now you should know how to store and recall values. I mentioned it in the paper one before. Go and try that one out as well. Okay, then capacity of the plastic cup for 2 children. So 1 cup should be 75% of the 200 should be 150 ml. For 2 cups would be 300 ml. So the total will be 300 ml plus this 1047.19. Okay, so 300 plus, I recall my A value will be 1347197,551. Okay, so the idea is enough or not. Okay, if she doubles the recipe. Double the recipe means the mixture that she has prepared will be 765 times 2. So confirm enough. Confirm enough. So 765 times 2 is 1530. So therefore it's confirm enough. Okay. So as we can see that 1347.197 is less than 1530 ml. Therefore, her mixture is sufficient. That's all. Okay, let me just quickly see this. Okay, yes, 1350 about that. Okay, so confirm enough. 765 also correct. Okay, very good. Mark 1. Okay, can. I think all is straightforward. Yeah, 765. And then this is 1347. Okay, the answer key value of the 1350 doesn't matter. Okay, just working value 就好了. Okay, as long as you need to show that the total amount required is 1347 something, and the mixture is 1530. As long as we can show the 2 contrasts. Okay, as long as you show the 2 contrasts is more. Okay, as don't say okay, as her prep amount is more than what's required. Done. Okay. Okay. So generally, as we conclude this paper, not tough. It's really not tough. But if it, like I said, it covers all areas and all topics. Okay, so no use spotting topics. Don't spot topics. Don't waste time spotting topics. Okay, go and study everything. Make sure you go and understand everything. Okay, the only tedious part is the last part, the conversion part. I don't like it. I really don't like that one. And also the graph. Apart from that, everything else should be pretty fine. The conversion of time as well, not my cup of tea, but you should be able to do this manually also. Okay, going back, sine rule, cosine rule, simple application should be quite straightforward because the numbers are very nice numbers and they are given very straightforward to you. This is considered one of the more easier Berry questions already. Or um 5 high questions, the numbers comes out to be very nice, very solid numbers. And by right, in context, it should be because they are looking at number of bottle caps. It cannot be like 79.4 bottle caps. No, you can't do that. Okay, it's just a whole number. So quite easy also. Quite easy and quite direct from here. Also, the proving quite direct as well because it's a corresponding parallel triangles. Easy to solve, easy to prove. Okay. All these big questions are being broken down to very small 1 to 2 mark questions. So this whole paper is actually not tough. It's actually really not tough. Okay, so give this a shot and let me know what you guys think. Okay, any questions, just direct your questions down in the comments below if you guys manage to watch the video. Whether is it you all watch it like few years later or many years later, just put the comments there. I'll be able to reach out to you all. Okay, as long as you have the initiative to do your own learning and do your own self-revision, I'll be here for you. That's my objective of the whole YouTube channel here. Okay. So with that, we have come to the end of this paper. And then subsequently, I will see if I can find time to fill and get ready for O levels. For O levels. Oh yes, and for A maths as well. And for A maths as well. This E maths. I'll see if you can find time to do A maths as well. Okay. So let me know what you guys or if you guys have any specific papers that you guys want me to fill, let me know also. Then I can also make time for it. Or maybe I can adjust my papers line up a bit for the papers that you guys requested. Okay. So with that, I'll see you in the next video. Okay. And I'll stop the session here today. Okay. Bye bye.